hazy. I wonder. Let's do this. Hi, morning, Barbara. That's a little bit better, not as hazy. Okay. And somewhere, second block onwards. Cool. Hey, onegaishimasu. Welcome back to the Goju Karate Center. Sorry, the camera did the big around the world in 80 days. Yeah, let's get started this morning. I'm just gonna be moving out of shot and in shot just to make sure sound's okay and everything's okay, using the other side of the camera. It's very hazy in the dojo this morning. I think it's got to do with the crazy amount of rain and the windows have all been kept closed, so a little bit muff. Okay, so if it sounds good, Barbara, can you give me a thumbs up or something, or just sounds good, please? Alright, and I see something there. Good morning. Alright, perfect. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Buenas noches. Right, hands on the hips, and let's just start with the hips. San, Chigo, Rook. Other way. Sideways. And change. Change. And change. And swing arms forward. Unfortunately, I can't look at all the comments while I'm training, but I'll take some time to run behind the camera and have a look just now. And just backwards. Up and down. From the bottom up. Ichi, ni, san, chi, go, rook, sit, hat, ki, ji. Alright, so very, very light warm up. The main part of our warm up is actually going to be kata. So a little bit of sanchin just to get the body going. Sanchin. San chin. Hey, one more time, 3 sun chin to get started. Alrighty. Cool. No more comments. Lekker. Alright, so I'm going to be training with hammerheads. Oops. Nearly lost the job. So, in normal, what the Americans might call a 4-pounder, a 2-kilogram club or masonry hammerhead. And the reason I like them is, okay, it's hard to grab on this way, but there's nothing protruding, so it becomes really nice for doing karate with. So your basic techniques, and a little bit of resistance from the weight, allowing you to develop a little bit of strength or a little bit of power or a little bit of endurance. So a little bit of basics, so we're just punching, don't hyperextend, 10 punches, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 punches. So it's not so much such a heavy weight that you're struggling to get your hand out, just to allow a little bit of speed, to create a little bit of speed in your punching, or your blocking, or your basics, or your fundamentals. Okay? There is a chain of thought that says training with weight replicating the exercise is a little bit bad because of the hyperextension, hyperflexion of muscle groups, and that you can damage them. I used to hate it. And since that poor man is trained with little weights, and it was 100 punches, 100 blocks, 100 blocks, 100 blocks, 100 blocks, do your cuts at 5 times with the weights afterwards, and like your arms just basically fell off. So, 1, 2, 3. Eight, 29, 30, 6, 7, 40, 50, 1, 2, change up, 3, 50. 30. 40. 50. Alright, so it's just warming up. At a certain point, if you've trained with heavier weights, this really doesn't hurt as much. But if you're getting into trying to get fit, this is maybe not a bad way to try and work on your technique in terms of endurance. The technique will need readjustment because you're making a bit more space to clear, to cover, that you don't bump yourself with the weight, especially if you're using a dumbbell. Alright, sun chin. Sun chin. 'Good morning. Hello, Mia. And I see since Zoe is awake, obviously Archer has woken up. Alright, so let's see, if I stand about here, we can start doing something that I used to do a lot of when I was younger. And it's very much upper body and shoulder endurance. We're going to start really simple. So, 1, as if you're doing your kata. So we do kicks at each hands. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, the reason I used to do a lot of this was for competitive karate. I wanted to make sure I could do my kata and have really, really precise hand positions. I train with the mirror, train with weights, try to get a little bit fitter and a little bit stronger. So, we'll do Geksarini next. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe we can do cipher. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. All right, maybe we get to where it really starts becoming beneficial. Seiyunshin. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so well, what does that for the body do? Probably. All right. So essentially, we're just getting used to a little bit of resistance, a little bit of weight. You're moving a weight, so your muscles have to work that little bit harder. Okay? Obviously, very small weights are conducive to endurance training. And we're trying to build fitness for an Okinawan type grading, where endurance is kind of key. It is not a combative grading that I will be attempting. I keep having to repeat this. Sometimes the MMA guys and the BJJ guys are like, oh, it's Mac Dojo, this, that, and the next thing. It is what it is, and it's the place I choose to be. It's that simple. All right, so I'm not doing a combative grading because, well, that's just not what they do in Japan, where I'm training. However, it doesn't stop me from training combative conditioning inside the dojo. Yes, it does help to be fighting fit, but it also helps to be kata fit and have endurance to be able to do karate for 4 or 5 hours on the trot without like letting up, and still keeping an attention to the details in how the form is actually executed, which is a critical part of what we're doing. All right, typically, so I'm upping the weight and we're going to 5 kilograms. I'm using 2 kettlebells to replicate the Okinawan training device called the Ishi Sashi. And we're going to run through the punch draw. So 1, same as Sanchin Kata. 2, make sure you keep the hands stationary. 3, 4, and 5, backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. A little bit of a shake out. Idea. Keep the 4. The same shouldn't wobble. All right, a little bit of shoulders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And just give my arms a bit of a shake, a little bit of a stretch. Try to keep the weight on the back of the hands, hand down, hand out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, block, strike, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Again, starting now to feel the muscles in the arm, the biceps, the deltoid, the shoulder muscles, they start working. Hold the weight and then just try lift it up as you drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. One more of the classical exercises. Keep your palms facing the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. The rain is coming down. So this morning is a little bit more the idea of the kind of traditional apparatus, the traditional Hojo Undo, H-O-J-O, next word U-N-D-O, Hojo Undo. And so we use a kettlebell to simulate something called the Ishisashi, the stone padlock. I have plate weights fitted to shafts, so I have very uniform weights in my dojo for chi-shi, energy or training stone or stone hammer, and you can replicate this with a sledgehammer that maybe is cut down if you want something that's approximately this length. This is about the length that you would find in a dojo. If you find very long, maybe you're looking in a kung fu school. I've noticed that they make one with a very heavy weight, but a thick shaft, about a 60 millimeter diameter shaft, and they let it roll on the arms, very similar to what we do with something called the ton or the axle. You know, any piece of junk the Okinawans could find that they could get for free, used to train as a weight, that's what they use. Today we spend a fortune just trying to replicate these pieces of junk that, you know, were whatever they could lay their hands on. Because Okinawa is typically a very poor community, one of the poorest prefectures in Japan. So, or the poorest prefecture in Japan or district. Chishi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so I'm going to cut my workout a bit short. I'm not feeling so good, not lightheaded or anything, but Mother Nature is calling rather urgently. So I'm going to put a stop to the workout for now. If you notice that I pop back on in a couple of minutes, it's probably just because I've needed to have a little break. All right, arigato gozaimasu. Cheers.